X 101.5, it's TRC, the Ryan Carter. I am sitting here with the guitarist for Mayday Parade, Mr. Brooks Betts. We had Brooks and Derek in the studio yesterday, and due to some technical difficulties, we weren't able to air a lot of that interview. So thank you so much for coming back to talk with me.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your show at the Moon. This is a big homecoming show for you guys in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, it's always cool to play Tallahassee. We're from here, and it's a bigger venue than we're used to playing. We usually would play the Beta Bar or when Floyd's was around, or even Club Down Under that's on campus, FSU campus. But yeah, we've ran out of venues a little bit in this town, so we're gonna give it a shot at the Moon. We've never played there before. Yeah.
So the new album is Sunnyland. You guys are going on tour supporting it. What happens when you're on the road with the guys? You know what I mean? Like, what happens when you're back on the tour bus? What are you eating? What are you guys doing? What are you talking about when you're not on stage?
I mean, I guess all what we've been up to when we've had our time off. We just had 2 months off, so we'll be catching up. You know, we're all got different interests. You know, I like being in the woods, working with that. You know, being outside and that sort of stuff. You got Jeremy, our bass player. He just got him a new lake house, so he's been trying to set that up and enjoy that. You know, we play a lot of video games and stuff, you know, while we're at home.
What's the console? What are you on right now?
Oh, I play Xbox right now, but everybody else, well, no, me and Jake, our drummer, both play Xbox, and all the other guys are on PS.
See, I was really hoping you'd say Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah, they are on Switch too. Actually, everybody in the band has Switch but me.
Oh,
yeah.
You're the obstructionist.
Well, I just don't play any games that are on there. You know, I play mostly PUBG.
Okay,
you just can't play it on Switch. So I have to carry this big bulky thing around and have my own separate monitor just to play the game I want to play.
The fans are dying to know, does Mayday Parade Fortnite?
They do. Actually, all the other guys Fortnite, and I'm the only one who PUBGs. I'm the odd one out in many ways.
So something that we talked about a little bit yesterday was we kind of broke down the idea of emo as a genre, because these days emo is sort of a punchline.
Yeah,
really, or a meme. So what is emo as a genre of music to you?
Emo is something like you hit it right. Like, it's when we grew up on it, we called it emo. We called it, you know, pop punk. We called it scene music or indie. Emo was always kind of the bad term. You would associate that more so with like a dashboard. That was the epitome of it. But I think we've kind of more so embraced it now, and I'm not afraid to call it emo.
Yeah.
If anything, it's kind of like one of those things that comes back to around 10 years later, and then it's cool again, you know, this type thing. Or maybe it was never cool, but now it became cool. But these are all good things too, though. I think it's just, I mean, even if you listen to like country music, I would say that's some emo music right there.
There is some really emo stuff going on.
But you don't associate it with it. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just heartfelt music, and it's not necessarily extreme. It's not very. Most of it's not mainstream. And that's because I think it's more, it speaks to a younger demographic, but those are the kids who are really passionate about music. They don't care to listen to the radio as much as they do like going to Spotify or Apple Music and finding their favorite bands that is unlike anything else they've heard before.
Right, yeah. because a lot of the times it doesn't have that mainstream, air quote, mainstream appeal. So it's touching on something more sincere, more raw for a lot of the fans. And do you think that's kind of?
I think that's where the mood or the tone of the lyrics, really, really kind of, you almost have to be writing in that sense or in that idea or subject matter, because you're not trying to write the home run single. You know what I mean? You're just trying to really convey your emotions through a good song. And that's I guess maybe the epitome of emo, or the definition of emo.
So in the past, members of the band, they've expressed that they felt the sound was getting a little predictable, right? Mm-hmm. And so for the last album and for Sunnyland, you guys have kind of tried to mix that up a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
So how has that made its way to Sunnyland?
Well, I think just in general, as we grow as musicians, our tastes change. And then maybe they even go back to things that we weren't able to do before, but now we want to attempt to do. So you kind of try and find this balance and mix of what people expect of you, and what you really like is, to grow and what to be diverse, and to have something that isn't stagnant and always the same. So I guess the best way to answer it is that you're just writing songs. And we all write. So when that in itself kind of mixes things up and brings different tastes to the table. But you're true to the song that you're writing, and you don't try and make it something it's not.
Right.
Because if you do that, you could really mess up a song. And just that doing that in general kind of helps us branch out, stay original, and then also being such an involved band where we're all equal parts. We help also bring people back to center too. So if one gets too far right or too far left, then the band can kind of help pull it back in a little bit. So
what is center? What do you think you can identify as that empirical Mayday Parade sound?
It's definitely, I don't know.
Yeah.
If I had, I was headed towards, Derek's voice is very has a lot of character to it, and is it's its own thing. It's not like a lot of other singers. I really don't know how to compare his voice to anything else. So that it makes it easy to start with. Mm-hmm. But then also maybe not your perfect structured songs, where it's your verse, chorus, bridge, chorus type thing. We like to follow a flow of things, and if it feels redundant to go to a third chorus, then maybe you sneak a little bit of it in, but then you've got this whole new part, and you're not. It's not as pop punk, even though we are pop punk and we have those elements. It's not as pop punk as, like, say, a Newfound Glory or something. It's a little bit more elongated, and the journey is a little bit longer. We're more lyric based.
Sure.
And you need that space to get there. That the song lengths. So
to an upcoming band or an aspiring guitarist, what would be your advice as somebody who has established themselves as really a huge fixture in mainstream music?
I think for any band starting out, it's about putting yourself out there and taking advantage of every opportunity you get. I used to think you just play shows and somebody shows up one day and goes, "Oh, we should sign you," but that is not going to happen. That's not going to happen in your especially not in Tallahassee.
That's what happens in Guitar Hero.
Yeah, exactly. In the movies, but that's not how it works. What it is it's treating it like a job, and it's treating it like the one thing you're passionate about or really want to go for in life, and you could do that. You could apply this to anything in life. Anything you really want to pursue, you have to take every advantage and every opportunity you have to move it along. And that's what we did with this band. It works different for every band, though. So, like, we did it 10, 12 years ago. Now the climate's different, the business is different, and you have to adapt to it and think outside the box and just be aggressive with your moves. Yeah.
Good stuff. Guys, it's Brooks Betts, guitarist from Mayday Parade. He's sitting here in the X studio. I'm TRC, the Ryan Carter. The show is Tuesday, October 2nd. It's at the Moon. Thanks for sitting down with me again, man.
Heck yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a great show.
Give me your